Good afternoon, believe it or not, and welcome to another episode of My Fiber Fun. Today is a much better day, y'all. Things are finally starting to clear out of this big body. Oh, it has been a nightmare. I came on yesterday looking like a bumbling mess, but things are better today. It's dark, as you can see. It's not even 6 o'clock p.m. A storm just surprisingly popped up. It's like as soon as I stepped out the door, I went to get some squash flowers out of the garden, and I'm getting ready to stuff them, and I'm gonna cook them later. I'm gonna fry them. I love squash flowers and I love squash leaves, and so you can watch me do this. I only have 6 leaves, so I'm gonna get them rolled up while they're still fresh and everything. They came out of the greenhouse, so they're nice and clean, controlled, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna get these stuffed and rolled, and then you'll see those. And what I did was earlier, my sister left probably about 3 hours ago. She cleaned up around here and everything, got me squared away, and she went on back home because the hot weather has broken. And she said, I will be back, which I know she will because it's supposed to heat up again. So, you want a break and everything. They were here the whole time I was in the hospital, and then I came home. House was a nightmare, but she got it all straightened up today, and she and my niece, they're home for, I guess, the weekend, and then they'll probably return. She said if it gets too hot over the weekend, she'll return. Then, if not, she'll be back probably Monday. We'll get my scooter loaded up in her car for next week's trip and all that, so we'll just play it by ear. But in the, the power just flickered. Oh Lord, if we lose power, I'm in trouble. Okay. All right, everything's still going. All righty. Okay, so anyway, and the wind's not even blowing, so what the power doing flickering? But anyway, for this recipe, I may as well share it with you. And then, wait a minute, that's why I came on. We can chit chat a little bit. I can tell you what's happening with me, how I'm feeling, and all that stuff. We'll talk a little bit crochet. Because I have a project that I'm getting ready to get done today for my cousin. Remember, I'm giving her the trashy shawl. Well, I got it all washed up yesterday, and so it's ready. And so I'm gonna give her a strip of glow yarn around the edge, so I'm gonna add that to it. So I'll show you the trashy shawl that she's going to receive, and then I'll be adding the glow yarn this evening. What's the other thing? I'm gonna give y'all a short tour of the house. It's not, nothing official. It's just a house, y'all, okay? So, but I'm gonna do a short tour so that y'all can see how I am making do during this MS attack, because there are certain precautions that need to be taken, such as rugs coming up, that type of thing. So I'll show you how everything looks around here and how I'm maneuvering with the walker and everything. So I'll do that little short tour, but in the meantime, let's get started with the squash leaves. So I'm gonna just go on and put the thing here. What I do is, now you can stuff squash flowers or squash leaves with anything you want. Typically, I like to use, but see, this is just for a quick dinner today because I got some chicken from this place that I like to go to. So I got some wingdings, and then I'm smothering some potatoes mixed with kohlrabi. That's on now cooking. And I'm gonna try these in my new cast iron skillet, which I'll be showing you pretty soon. But what I do is, usually I'll stuff with maybe a little garlic, some onion. I'll put seasonings in like French tarragon, rosemary, whatever you want to stuff it with. You can stuff meat, anything. I'm just doing these plain. I'm putting some triple cheddar cheese in, and my go-to Gouda cheese. I'm putting some Gouda cheese in. That's all I'm putting in. I'm not doing any onions, no garlic, nothing. I'm just stuffing them with cheese. And I'm gonna show it to you in just a second. I just stuffed one, and this is gonna be quick, simple, and to the point. I will be done with this in a matter of minutes. And why I got 6 squash leaves, I don't know. I only needed 2. But you know what? Once they're stuffed, I can leave them in the icebox covered in a container, and perhaps for lunch I can have some squash leaves tomorrow. Okay, so this is what I've done. I've added a little cheddar, triple cheddar, finely shredded, and a little Gouda cheese. What you do is, at that point, you take a dab of your Philly cream cheese, just a dab, like that, and you set it right on top. That's for the inside. Then you fold your leaf. Think of wrapping a gift. I usually start with the point. I'll roll the point down to the middle. Then I'll take the side. I'll take one and come cross over this way. And then I'll take the other side and cross over that way. And then I'll take, to glue it together, I'll take just a smidge more of the cream cheese, because you can never have too much cheese. And this is what holds it together. This is it. This is a stuffed squash leaf. And when I cook it, what I do is I take it, I like to use this stuff called Zatarain's. You all may have heard of Zatarain's. They have different flavor fish fries and whatnot, but they have this one flour called Wonderful Fish Fry. It's for fish, chicken, whatever you're gonna fry. I love it. The taste of it is divine. So I will dip this. You don't have to wet the batter or anything. I just, moisten the leaf a little bit so it'll stick, the coating, and then I shake it in the bag, put it in the skillet to fry it, and within 2 minutes, this fries up really nice. You'll know when it's done because it'll start floating a little bit. You don't need that much cooking oil. And I use, you can use olive oil, you can use whatever oil. I usually use canola. And then once it starts to float, then you flip it over for a minute, and then it will brown because the flour will brown itself. Once it browns, you take it out, you let it set for about 2 minutes, and then the leaf will get hard. It'll be crunchy. When I say it's the best snack you can ever eat, and think, those of you who have had, if you've ever had a squash blossom, those of you who know. If you've had a squash blossom, a squash leaf tastes just like the squash blossom, but 2.0. So if you think a squash flower or squash blossom is flavorful, try the leaf. I didn't even know you could eat the leaf. I didn't think it was edible. Oh yes, very edible, and it is delicious. Okay, I'm doing number 2. Let me get my other dollop ready. Okay, this is done already, just that quick. It took all of 5 seconds. Oops, I messed up on this one. This one was a little bigger, so let me add one more little dollop here to get that part of the leaf down. And see, I just smeared it on there, and then I'll take the leaf, and it glues, and it does not come loose. So 2 down, 4 to go. Let's finish this. Yes, but if you like squash blossoms or if you like squash flowers or blossoms, try this. Try this recipe, I guarantee you. And then squash blossoms, you better not try to buy one at a store or the farmer's market. You're going to pay top dollar. Grow your own. And it's still time, you guys. If you want to I grow squash. I have some that I'm growing for actual squash. That's out on my picnic table out back. But in my greenhouse, I have 2 squash plants in there, and I grow that not for squash. I grow it just so that I can enjoy my squash flowers and squash leaves for the summer. And I'm getting a late start because usually I'm eating on them in late May, early June. Here we are going into July, and I told my sister I have squash blossoms going to waste and leaves and everything else. I was like, oh no, I'm getting ready to get going today, so here we go. And this is gonna be a treat for me. Oh my goodness. So, okay, I'm just about done, y'all. I guess y'all saying, why is she? But just wanted to visit with y'all today. I ain't doing nothing else, so why not? And y'all seem to like my long, crazy videos, so now you get to learn to cook. Yep, but try this. I guarantee you, If that is, if you like squash. Wait a minute, why am I missing a leaf? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I thought I had 6. I had 5. Well, that's better because now I'm not going to be as greedy. So I'll cook 2 of them tonight for part of my dinner. And then the other 3, I'll have those for lunch tomorrow. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have some leftover dinner. So that'll be my lunch. And then I'll do the other ones. And I like them fresh. I don't like to cook them and then store them overnight. I like them fresh and hot. Okay, last one. And then we're going to start the tour. Well, before the tour, I'll show you my cousin's shawl since I'm sitting here. And then we'll start the tour. Just to show y'all how I make it through here. And you guys have never really seen my home. It's nothing fancy or big. It's a normal urban home. It's not suburbia or anything, but the area I'm at. In fact, my sister told me today, I guess I could take it as a compliment. We got up this morning and she was like, I could sleep all day in your house. Because she's in the suburbs in Lake Orion, Michigan, but she's right, there's a big highway. So if she opens her windows, you can hear the traffic from the main thoroughfare. So she doesn't get to escape all the noise and stuff. Everybody call the urban noise, you know, sprawl. But where I'm at, if I was in the middle of the country, this would be the perfect area. But it's so quiet over here, always quiet at all times. And I love it over here. I sleep well. I haven't had any problem sleeping, nothing like that. Okay, I just finished up. Oops. Hold on, y'all. I just dropped something. So let me show you how it looks. Here it is. So this is what they look like. So I can put these in the fridge now. They won't wilt. They're not going to go bad or anything. So they'll go in for a few hours. I'm probably not going to eat until about 7:30ish. And then, and these are going to be tested out in the new cast iron skillet. So during the tour, I'll show y'all that. That's one reason why I wanted to make these. I needed an excuse, but the cast iron skillet, I want to see how that bad boy works, how it performs. It's a Lodge. Okay, let me back up a little bit. Here we go. Now, this is the one I'm giving my cousin. And this does not have the crab stitch, so she'll get the crab stitch now. I just did a regular straight border, and this is a true trashy shawl. This was made with scrap yarn. I had some purple, and I had some blue, and I just ran it, and I made the trashy shawl. She's gonna love this. And this is the one I had said I'll just stick it in the greenhouse and it'll be there. So, but I took it on out. So anyway, she's gonna get this. I need to cut the edges and things like that. And I'm gonna take the DIY glow yarn and I'm gonna border it with the crab stitch. And I think my cousin Marilyn will really appreciate this. So that's tonight's crochet job. And then I'm still working on my little lap blanket. I ended up taking that down because I was using an L hook for that thick yarn and it started getting super tight. So I ended up switching it to an end, and this is perfect. So I'm using the furrow size end hook for this shawl that I'm working, not shawl, this lap blanket. See how it's more flouncy? And I decided not to do the granny stitch. I just went on with the regular double crochet because I need to get this done quick because it's going to be used for the trip. The other thing, since I'm sitting here, remember my late cousin, the one who I inherited the table from and all that stuff? Well, anyway, while I was there, when we were cleaning things out, it was a Coach purse there, and the Coach purse, the zipper was broke on it. And so I pulled it out today to show it to my sister because I said, I don't know if this is a knockoff Coach or if it's real. Look at this purse. So she looked at it and she was like, no, that's real. She said, perhaps you can get the zipper fixed. And I told her, I'm not getting ready to pay money to get a zipper fixed. I said, but it's in pretty good condition other than the smoke. Oh, believe me. When I say I washed blackness off of this thing, it was blacker than the purse itself. But anyway, I ended up pulling this thing off, if I can find it, because I can't see now because of the storm. Okay, here we go. This is what was broke on it, the zipper part. So it doesn't have the thing to it, so I kept it. So I just pulled it off, but the zipper itself, other than that being messed up, this thing is in perfect condition. So what I did today is I went up to the sink. I washed it with soap and water. And when I say that water was black, I washed the inside because, you know, you have your suede and material on the inside. I washed that down, all the pockets. It came out really nice. The smoke smell left. All the other zippers are intact and looking good. And so I washed it real good. And then after I washed it, I put me a bounce dryer sheet in to freshen it up because it did, you know, cigarette smoke is going to be cigarette smoke. So I told my sister, I'm not going to use this as a purse. You know, I have a Coach and all that. But I'm going to use it for this. Scrubby yarn. In fact, y'all know that I've always said that when we have family gatherings and stuff, I've always made trashy shawls, bags. I've always done that. And then I would raffle them off for whatever gathering we were having. It ain't happening this time. But I told my sister what I can do because I have all this scrubby yarn. I'm going to make up as many, and that's after I finish my cousin's shawl and finish my thing. So I figure my thing should be finished by Sunday. The shawl will be finished tonight. So from Sunday all the way up until we leave, even on the highway, I can crochet up as many scrubbies as possible. And y'all know I have every color of the spectrum. So I'm gonna do them and I'm gonna just give them away. And so I need something to carry the scrubbies in since they're gonna be on the highway with me. Ta-da! This is going to be the scrubby yarn bag after it finished drying. I think this is perfect just to carry my scrubby yarn in, since I'm gonna have it on the highway in the back seat when I'm riding, and it'll just be there. So I think that's cute, don't you? Okay, now let's get on with the tour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug the phone and I'm gonna lower it, and I'm gonna be using the walker, you guys, so you're gonna see me rolling, but it's just a quick tour. Okay, so you're in the living room, and like I said, it's a junky mess, as you can see. Just think of me sitting around and doing nothing, crocheting. So here's my scooter that's going. So as you can see, it's full of dust. I hope you can see because it's dark because of this pop-up storm. But I see the sun's coming out, so we might mess around and get a rainbow. But anyway, that's the scooter, so I'm gonna be cleaning that up. I'm just gonna wipe it down because it's dusty. Of course, I have some Scott's Liquid Gold, so I'm gonna shine it up. And then my pillow that they gave me at the hospital, I'll be using that. And that's what's going with us. It's a lightweight scooter. Okay, we're gonna start back here because we have to come to the kitchen for me to make the pit stop to drop off the squash leaves. Okay. Yeah, it's raining good out there. It's not thundering. Okay, excuse the mess. So this is my little dining room portion, and yeah, it's a mess. It stays a mess. But this is clean compared to how it normally looks, y'all. And then I told y'all about my antiques. I inherited this from my aunt. It's called a cadenza. This is the bar portion. So I just decorated it with bar stuff. And then that's the actual cadenza. Those glasses up top, think of glow yarn, y'all. They are called, I think, uranium glass. Those belong to my mother's mother. They're from the year of 1926, and they glow in the dark. They don't just glow. You have to like shine the light on them for a few minutes, and they will glow for you. They are beautiful. And then the glasses inside of the cadenza are Dorothy Thorpe. I think that's the name of them. I found those at the Goodwill. They were like 10 cents a piece. Dorothy Thorpe. And then those blue ones, they're cobalt blue, and I forgot the name of them. It's some margarita glasses. It was like a whole set. And then you have your regular glasses, and I thought they were beautiful. Let me cut on the light so y'all can at least, I don't think y'all can see. Nope. Okay, light's not working. Well, it's working, but it's not showing nothing. But anyway, here it is. And then that's my china. I have an aunt. She's still alive. She's up in age now. But she told me every woman should have a set of china. So those are Lenox china. I bought that set for, it's missing one plate, but everything else is there. And I bought that set for $40 at the Goodwill back in like 2017. So I was like, okay, Aunt, I got my set of china. She just said every woman should have a set of china. Why? I don't know. I've never served on it. I'm not fa-fa like that. And then I have a Lenox pig. And then, see this? I want to show, since I'm showing y'all stuff. This is some kind of famous artist, and I bought this for $2. Okay? I bought this for $2, and the stamp is on there. Come to find out, it's worth a lot. It's from Japan, and it's a tea kettle. And I bought it because I thought it was cute, and come to find out, it was worth something. Then there's some mugs back there that belong to my grandmother from Frank Homer Pottery, and that was from Oklahoma. And so that's some old stuff. You might have heard of Frank Homer Pottery. And then I have an onyx deviled egg dish, and this is a deviled egg oyster dish. And then I have that one. That one is really cute. It has all kind of designs. It has marble. So those are my two deviled egg dishes that I really like. So those are there. And then I inherited this from my aunt. Actually, my cousin did, and she didn't want it, so she asked me if I wanted it, so I took it. And then there's my aunt, the one who the inheritance came from right there. Her name was Lola. She died in 2019. And then I have that cast iron tea kettle up there. I got at the Goodwill for a couple of bucks. And then I got this just about free. That was $5. It's a little wrought iron wine cage. I bought it just because it was $5, y'all. I was like, I'm getting this, and don't even use it. So I might give that to my sister. But I just bought it because it was so cheap. Okay. Now, whew, I'm back on the walker, y'all. Okay, so as you can see, I'm cooking. And I hope that kohlrabi, and excuse the skillet right there. This is my stove. This is that handle too that was on the skillet that I got yesterday. So that's why that skillet was $5. I thought it was all one piece because it was together. Apparently not, but I paid $5 for this skillet right here. See it? The one in the back? That's the large, so that's it. And let me cut this fire down. I can hear the frying. Okay, wait. And excuse my stove, y'all. It's not the best. Okay, everything's looking good. It's starting to brown. So this is the stuff for today. So I put some French tarragon in there for seasoning. Okay, but this is my stove. That stove skillet, y'all, $20 at Goodwill. And the one you see that's full of grease right there, that is a cast iron ceramic skillet. My favorite one. I love that thing. And this one is cast iron and ceramic too. I paid $5 for this one that I'm using now, this red one. It's off brand. That one, I don't know what the name is, but anyway, I love that skillet. And I paid, I think it was under 20. I might have paid 10 for that. And then, as you know, got the jackpot yesterday. And then this stove, that was my real jackpot. Although I like that other one. What's it called? La Crux or something like that. That's your top of the line. But Staub is good too. S-T-A-U-B. When I saw that thing, I was like, ooh. And when I came home with it after paying $20 for this thing, I saw that these things cost $200 per skillet. I was like, whoa. Okay, let me put my stuff here. This is my little counter, y'all. Okay, so here's the laundry room. Let me show you. Okay, so it's a mess. Uh-oh, I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. Okay, now, this is how you can see my rugs are put up. You have to take up the rugs, and my sister, she didn't do anything in here. As you can see, the floor is a mess. And let me go and close the door, and here's the sun coming out, so it's gonna really storm later. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm locked up since I'm back here. So my rugs are taken up. Laundry was done yesterday, and so My sister said, just take a little bit at a time and fold it and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever. So here it is, okay? And then the washer. So this is my little laundry room. I was trying to channel my inner Joanna Gaines with the word. And then I have cabinets in here. That's where I keep all my vanillas and homesteading stuff. And then, you know, I've got the air and the hot water. And then lots of mess. Stuff from the liquidation store up in here. Yeah, because I had told y'all a while back I was going to do a tour or whatever. So here it is. Impromptu, huh? Let me cut off this light. Okay, now we're going to go to the back. And then we'll be done. And then we'll wrap this video up. I hope y'all thinking that this is fun, huh? And y'all can see I'm still Nutty Professor today. But I'm better. At least I can talk. Now, yesterday was a big struggle. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It was a huge struggle, and it helps to talk. So that's the reason why I came on. I was like, let me just talk. The more I talk, and I found that the more that I eat and get nourishment, I feel better. But the stuff is wearing out of my system. The brain fog isn't as bad as it's been. Because yesterday, I was just a hot mess. But today, it's a lot better. Okay. So now we're coming to the back. So this is bedroom 1. This is where my sister was. So she let the bed back in. I don't know if I showed y'all the hideaway bed, but it was out yesterday. So she let it back in. So this is room number 1. Now here's my bedroom. Well, first the bathroom. We'll do a quick glance because it's a mess. Okay, that's the bathroom, y'all. And then this is the back room where my niece was. So it hasn't been cleaned or anything. So we'll step into my room, and it's a mess and needs sweeping. And I need to dust, so I have my Scott's Liquid Gold. But this is my room. So this is where I sleep, you guys. And I love this bed. I sleep so well. And then, of course, I'm facing the backyard and everything. But what was I going to say about the bed? Oh, this was given to me. The estate. Because this was an estate house when I bought it. And they died like right at the same time that my mother died. And this house just came up just out of the blue. I won't even go into all that. But anyway, the family, the estate gave me, you know, the little sideboards that are built in. They gave me the bed. And this is a Tempur-Pedic. And when I saw the receipt for this thing, and see, I had bought a Tempur-Pedic a few years before, but it was just a basic full size. I was just happy to be getting a Tempur-Pedic, y'all. And it was okay, but I was like, I should have got a queen size. I should have went for the Gusto. I should have done this. I was like, why did I make that mistake? I'll never be able to get a Tempur-Pedic again. And boom, I get this. And when I saw the price, this was the top of the line. It has the adjuster, the massager, everything. And when I say I sleep good on this thing, and then this is that other chair. I don't know if you saw the chair in the living room. It's a Mission chair. Thank you, Jen, for telling me that. Jen knows about antiques and stuff. So, oh, and Jen, tell me about that table again, because the other day I was so out of it. Whatever you told me about that table, I have no idea. So please tell me about the table so I can, because you told me where I could Google it and what to pull up and all that. But anyway, this is a Mission chair. I found this and the other one that's in the living room on the side of the road about 6 years ago. And I grabbed them, brought them home. They were beat up. They were just sitting there. The people had thrown them out. I brought them home. I painted them. Then I polyurethane them. I tightened them up. And they are perfect for my MS. So one stays in here. So if I have to put on socks, shoes, or whatever, I can sit. And then I can use the arms to push myself up. This chair is coming in handy right now. And then the one in the living room, that's the one I use for in there. And if I need to use that, I'll use it. And then my cousin, the one who has mobility issues, whenever he comes to visit, he uses this one. And I'm getting ready to show it to you. But yep, I went on and matched them up. There it is right there, where all the stuff is, right there. So that's the second one. And so when I got that, I was like, I thought of Mr. Andrews. He used to always say, God has a lot of nice things laying around. And that day, it was something I needed. And I'm so glad I took the time, because it was on a busy highway. Well, not highway, but it was a very busy thoroughfare. I had to duck and dodge cars, praying I wouldn't get hit if somebody wasn't paying attention. But I got those chairs. One of them only one fit in the trunk, and it had to hang out of the trunk. And then the other one, I had to squeeze it into the car, that same car that I have now. So y'all know, I had to hold on to it so it wouldn't fall while I was driving. But I got them things home. And I'm so glad that I did. That next day, I went and bought the pillows for them. And then I bought the paint. I spent, probably about $30, $40 for the paint alone. Because I put 2 coats, I sanded, I had to buy the sandpaper and all that. And then I had to buy the polyurethane, but they have held up. And then when I hit them with the Scott's Liquid Gold, they are absolutely beautiful. So I am very happy. And there's some heavy chairs too, very heavy. And I Googled them, and there's so many variations of Mission chairs. I don't know what year that those are from. I'm thinking probably the 60s or 50s. I don't know how old they are, but they're holding up well. Once I tighten them up, those things they're built to last. So I'm happy to have them. Okay, you guys, so now let me go on and wrap it up. But I hope I did better today, and I'll come on tomorrow. Now, it was something else I was going to talk about crochet-wise. I can't remember. How long have we... Where's my glasses? Okay, we're at 30 minutes, so that's enough, okay? But anyway, I don't know if I think I look a lot better today than I did yesterday. I feel a lot better. I'm a lot bouncier. My doctor called today. Dr. Reddy called today. And to check on me, he was like, you're supposed to be making a follow-up. I said, we doing it after the 4th. I was like, we too close now, so I'm not trying to ruin my groove and be, you trying to get ready for the trip and all that, and then I got to stop and go to the doctor. No. I said, I'll be okay, Dr. Reddy. I said, this stuff is still coming out of my body. It needs to clear out. I said, so please. I said, can we wait until after the 4th? So he said, just make sure I call before the 4th to make the appointment. I was like, I'll do that. So that appointment's not going to be Monday, because I know we're leaving, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sherry said we'll either be home Sunday or early Monday. I'm hoping Sunday, because my plants, and everything, they're going to go 4 days without watering unless I can get my friend Robert over here to water them for me. But I think they'll survive. They should be okay. But anyway, I'm going to water them and douse them real good. But I don't want that appointment to be, if we get back, let's say Sunday night, then I got to get up Monday morning to go to the doctor. I wanted to be able to get home, rest a day, and then resume with the doctor. And that's the same with Dr. B too, my neurologist, because I have to make the follow-up with him as well. So that's where we're at with that. So I just want to be able to relax right now, look forward to the trip, rest up. And like I said, this stuff is coming out my body. I think I'll be okay, because Dr. Reddy had already told me, he said by Saturday, you're going to feel a big difference. And I'm feeling it now. I can now taste again, because, steroids, it strips the coating from your taste buds. You can't taste anything. Everything is just blah. Then the brain fog and all that stuff, and then your heart's beating all fast, your blood pressure's up. Everything is starting to stabilize now, when I did my vitals and stuff. So by tomorrow, I should clear out some more. I've been pumping the water, and today, Mojito Mint is on deck for the water. So I've been pumping the water, I've been pumping juices, and let me tell y'all, this is the most refreshing. This is some cranberry juice with orange juice, and then I put a spritz of cherry 7-Up in there. When I say it's the most refreshing drink I've had all day today, hold on. Ooh, it is delicious. And then I'm pumping the water. I'm on my second, because this is 16 ounces, so supposed to get 64 ounces, but if I do 32, I'm doing good. So I'm at about 45 ounces, because it's like right here. So this is the second one. And that Mojito Mint is better than spearmint and peppermint. It's much stronger. and it's delicious. So I like putting that in there. We harvested a lot of it today. I gave a lot to my sister to take home, but then I have enough. So the water is nice and minty, it's cold, the whole 9 yards. Let's take a sip. Yep, nice and cold. So trying to stay hydrated, that's the most important thing, especially with this heat. And you know what, just that fast, the storm that we got is gone. It never thundered or anything. Sun's back out, all that. It's starting to lighten up. Okay, well, I'm rambling now, so let me get off. So I just wanted to come on and say hi to you and just to let you see that I'm progressing and doing better. Oh, another thing. I read your messages. I haven't responded. I went to bed last night early, and so give me a few days with responding and stuff. I know I usually answer every message, but I did see a few there. One person talked about the Amazon. I think it was C.A. Jenkins. The Amazon, I don't have Prime. And so that's the reason why, because yeah, the 3 for $9 is an excellent deal, especially free shipping with Prime. But because I don't have Prime, and I wasn't taking it, because you can do it, the 30-day trial. I did that one time before, and I said, never again. They won't get me again, because I wanted to cancel it within the 30 days before they hit my card to take the whatever the monthly amount was. I had the hardest time. I had to go to the Amazon site. Then I had to go through every word on the site. And it was like right at the bottom in teeny, teeny, tiny letters to cancel it. I barely beat the buzzer with that. And I said, they not doing that again. So anyway, so I don't fool with Prime. Ooh, the sun is just beautiful. I got to look out there. I believe we got a rainbow, y'all, because it was just raining and the sun is just shining bright. I got to go look. But anyway, so that's out for me. But yeah, that's a good deal for whoever did that. Now, someone else mentioned about Michaels. If I was concerned that you can get it to where they deliver, that's how I always do it. Whenever I order from Michaels, like that scrubby yarn, the DIY glow, I always order from Michaels and I select the option to have it delivered in store, and usually it's ready in 5 minutes. They'll send me a thing right away, because especially if it's in stock. And then I'll just shoot, because it's 5 minutes up the road, I'll just shoot up to Michael's to go get it. Well, guess what? The Care-On All Day, it didn't have that option. You had to either order it online, or I could have driven to Rochester. They had it in store in Rochester, but Rochester is about 20 miles from me, and I didn't think it was worth it. So I just went on for the free shipping thing, and then I ordered a few more than what I actually needed anyway. So it was win-win. But anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that's why that happened. But yeah, there's plenty of ways to get it cheaper. So don't just take my way of doing it, because when I announced that, first of all, brain fog. Secondly, no, there are other ways. You can go to eBay. You can pull up just the name of it, Care-On All Day Cotton. That's the name of it, because I didn't even have the name right yesterday. So Care-On All Day Cotton, and the color choice is watermelon. And then you also have your greens. Remember, you need your whites. You might want to, if you want the glow in the dark or whatever, you can use your white for the DIY glow. You can get that at Michael's or anywhere. You know, you can get all you need is a ball to do your white portion, because that's the smallest portion of yarn if you want it glow in the dark. If not, you can just use regular white yarn. Dawn, I liked your idea about the beads that you ordered off Amazon. That was a great idea. And then of course the green, you're going to want a lighter green to contrast that darker green, you know, for the bottom and stuff. So, you know, play it the way you want to. You might want to do a yellow watermelon. You know, you can do a yellow meat watermelon. You can use yellow and put the seeds in that and do it just like you would do a green one. You know, I thought about doing that, a yellow one, later. Not now, but later. What other color watermelons? I think that's it. Or just green and yellow? I think there's other colors too. I'm not sure. Anyway, whatever. But, you know, however you want to do your bag. So I'm looking forward to this. It's actually giving me something to look forward to. It's going to help with the recovery, because this recovery is going to be some months, y'all. I mean, I'll be better and everything, but I'm not going to be 100. It's going to take a while. And definitely the cataract surgery. And like I said, with autoimmune disease, it attacks anything, a foreign invader in your body, but it goes awry and it might attack healthy tissues and organs, you know. And so with me getting the cataract surgery, he placed the lenses in my eyes and he took out my natural lenses. And so because they're artificial lenses for the cataract surgery, my autoimmune response revved up because it detected something foreign in my body, which it is. And so that's the reason why this attack occurred. Yep, so, but it's over with now, because once that happens, as catastrophic as it is, once that happens, then your body develop antibodies. So now it's not detected as foreign. Once the attack is gone, that'll never happen again, because the antibodies have been developed. It would have to be something else. For instance, my sister has a nose ring, and I was like, I wouldn't mind a nose piercing. She was like, you bet not. You know what'll happen. She's right. I get a nose piercing, that's it for me. Or if I get a tattoo, oh no, I'm done. So I've got to leave any type of injury or whatever that can lead to that, you know, where my body will just go awry and just lose it. And so at least that's over with. Had I known that, y'all, I would have been Mrs. Magoo. I would not have gotten that surgery. But he was telling me how I could go blind, and that's true. You know, cataract is a lot of people do go blind from it, and me having it, and I was like, well, let me just go for it. And oh Lord, got my butt whooped. And I see him in August. I can't wait to see him and let him know what happened to me behind that. So I'm going to let him know, you tell the rest of your patients, because he didn't know. You know, he said that it's never bothered his patients, but he's dealing with a lot of diabetics. I'm not diabetic. He probably never dealt with the MS patient, someone else with a different autoimmune disease and response. So I'm going to let him know, if you ever get a patient that has MS or, you know, one of these other diseases other than diabetes, you know, let them know that this is what can happen, and you can take precautions. Had I known, I could have taken precautions. What I could have done once I was through with the steroids that were provided for the eye, I could have went on a taper, you know, to taper down. Or I could have remained on a small dosage of steroids just to keep my body from responding. And then it would have, you know, it would have been over a course of a few months, but it would have kept the attack from occurring. Didn't know, didn't do it. Now, here I am, crippled and crazy. Okay, so I'm off of here, y'all. I think I've talked long enough now, so I will see y'all at some point this weekend. I'm making slop, so I might come on and do the slop recipe, so to show y'all how I do that. So that'll be Sunday if I do. So y'all just look for me in the sunset. And if I'm feeling real good, yeah, I'm definitely going to come on, because I want y'all to see when I start feeling normal again and back to myself. Okay, so holla at me. Talk to you later. And may God bless you all. And I'll try to answer who I can if I don't fall asleep. If you don't see me respond, I'm not ignoring you. Just know I'm resting and sleeping. But I'll get to you. Don't worry. I will get to you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.